Well, we started with 64 teams. Eliminated them down to 24. And now we're down to the final two. We have the League Championship Series, game number 1. Team Awesome and Team Kappa. Who do we got for game number 1, Chelsea X Lynn?
Hey, that's me. Game number 1 on the left side. We have iiYoshii. I never know how to say that. It could be eyes are like bracketing the Yosh. I don't know. We're just here. And on the right, we have Gammachuu.
Yes. It's going to be a fun series for both of these teams right here. iiYoshii, whatever I don't know how you want to pronounce it. So here's game number 1. And here's how the final series is going to work. It's going to work just like the playoffs have been. Each of the pendant players are going to be going up against each other. Now, the interesting thing is that the way that these runners had scheduled things, it's going to be in order. So this is the true game 1. It's going to be open defeat Ganon.
Yeah, so pretty basic stuff here. We're going to have 7 crystals to get over to Ganon, 7 crystals to get into GT. This is as simple rando as you can get. The light world's going to be open to them, so they don't have to get through escape to begin with. They're just going to be able to kind of route to their heart's content. We might even see them go 2 different ways right off the bat, so it'll be interesting to see.
So just before these runners begin, and they're going to begin real soon, we have Team Awesome as a green representative. This is Yoshi. The blue pendant is Ramon. We'll see him in game number 3. And the red pendant representative will be Hitsuen 1337. For Team Kappa, we have the green pendant here of Gammachuu. We have the Fear Agent is the blue pendant, and the red pendant being 1UP40. Those are the players on this team. Team Awesome coming in with a regular season record 14-0. They were 9-2 with a tie in the playoffs. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Team Kappa 13-1 in the regular season, 9-3 in the playoffs, and we are underway in the championship series with 50 rupees in Link's house.
Yeah, $50 right off the bat, pretty nice. Gonna be able to get some bombs in Kakariko if they choose. It looks like we have 1 pendant here in the light world. I believe that was at Eastern.
It was vanilla Eastern green pendant.
Green pendant. Yeah.
Yoshi's going to buy some bombs. Good decision to do so at this point. Probably going to make his way over towards Hashwala and end up checking it. So it's green 3 and 4. So crystals both at desert as well as eastern. We get ourselves the flute. That's good for transportation for Gammachuu.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he doesn't head over to Kakariko after this at this point.
Yeah, head over to Kakariko, right, activate it, get yourself a good way to help your mobility throughout this entire seed. Although if Yoshi gets something nice here from the back 3 of Sahasrahla, maybe that could play a role into what we do a little bit later on in this seed as well. 10 arrows at the Sanctuary. What's in the back 3?
Nothing too wild. Just kind of getting some money back for those bombs that they purchased, so not anything too crazy that they're missing out on. We'll see if they decide to head over to, yeah, it doesn't look like it. They're going to be skipping Uncle, so they're not going to be able to activate their flute on their first Kakariko trip. Slightly unfortunate, not a huge deal.
It's not a huge deal, but when you're in the championship series, this could be something that will give Gammachuu a decent amount of a lead at the very start of this race. And that's because of mobility. You know, Gamma, once he activates his flute, he's going to be able to quickly get to the South Shore checks as well as move around to the Ice Rod Cave. As we find the Ether Coin at the mushroom spot in the Lost Woods. Speaking of the Lost Woods, that's where Team Kappa came out of, as we find a sword down inside of the Thieves' Hideout. For Team Awesome. Now, this is the interesting thing about this, Chelsea. We have Lost Woods versus Skull Woods, as far as the division champions were concerned.
I actually didn't know that. That's awesome. I have a personal, I think both of us have a personal affinity for the Lost Woods, both of us coming out of the Lost Woods division. So, a lot of Lost Woods going on. We need some more Skull Woods representation, I guess. I guess there's always fear. Fear's always there. Fear's always lurking.
Yeah, well, Fear ain't going to be going anything Skull Woods. He wants his Team Kappa to win. Especially considering the fact that Team Awesome was your Season 1 champion. So they're looking to go back-to-back in the first 2 seasons of the league. Whereas Team Kappa hoping to stop the domination of Team Awesome.
I want that as a Triforce text now instead of Dr. Wiley. The domination of Team Awesome. Gammachuu, you'll see, is going through the maze race, spotting a sword. 2 early swords makes some hair on the back of your neck rise up a little and kind of gets that little AGA radar going off. So we'll see.
Yeah. But the thing is that doesn't really tingle until you get the lamp. Once you get the lamp, then the goosebumps start to ride up on your skin.
Nah, my goosebumps start early.
Well, in that case, when you get the lamp,
my brain immediately starts thinking about it.
In that case, if you see the lamp, we'll hear a shriek from you.
Yep, you'll know what happened. Or, someone's invading my house. One of the two. I'm sure.
So I don't know if to send you for treatment or to call the police.
Yeah, just do both. Let's be safe. These 2 runners are coming at opposite ends of Kakariko. Yoshi getting a lot of money.
Sanctuary hard early on.
Dora fund. We're seeing a Bombos tablet as well in Cackwell. Gammachuu gonna go ahead and buy some bombs here. Surprised they're not saving that money and just going for the bomb shed, but it works. They'll get that $300, so they'll be okay on it.
Got to save the frames, and if you've got the rupees, you might as well spend them. Is the theory that I think a lot of runners partake in. As we find our 5th heart container here in the chicken coop.
We're already at 2 medallions in. Pretty nice early game to have medallions. It's kind of something that you don't want to worry about later, especially if you can't get over to Turtle Rock or Mire for a while. So having 2 medallions is definitely not something to be upset about early on. Gamma is activating their flute. Gonna get the rest of these CAC checks out of the way, and then I would assume probably gonna flute over to South Shore, get some of those checks out of the way.
Yeah, once after he's done with his north stuff, the Lost Woods checks.
You could also decide to peek up on the mountains for fun too. Get that save point rolling.
Yeah, with the sword in hand, that probably is going to be something that Gammachuu might think about, as Yoshi started to get ready to do a saving quit with...
Yeah, quickly realized that they wanted that. So yeah, just kind of the runners following in each other's footsteps right now. Yoshi gonna be the first one to make a different decision here. Might head over into Uncle at this point. Might be a little sad when they do eventually find that flute, but
I don't think Yoshi's going to make that play just yet. I think this is going to be a straight-up South Shore check.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, going straight south.
I think the standing right now is that you just got the Master Sword. You might be thinking that Aga could possibly be on the table, so you're going to hold off doing the Uncle and the Hyrule Castle checks until you can pair it together with a trip up to Aga's tower, until you find a reason that you don't have to go to the tower.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yoshi just finding $20, a lot of rupees flying around this seed. Anything too crazy yet. Gamma, I don't remember.
We're still short of Zora money, though.
Definitely are. I don't think either of these runners have checked out the stun prize yet. That might be a good old way to farm up some money if it's $20.
Yeah, with the red boomerang, we now can find out what the stun prize if we choose to do so. The Moon Pearl under the water.
That's another thing that makes that little tingly sensation go. We will want that if Aga is indeed required. Especially
would
without
remove-
seeing a glove or a hammer yet. It's just, I don't know. I assume the worst out of these seeds at this point. I don't trust them anymore.
Oh, I understand. Nice bomb there from Yoshi. Was a little short of the mark, but was good enough to hit the window of frames that he needed in order to activate it. So, mini Moldorm Cave, take it away, Chelsea.
We got some bombs, a heart piece. Oh, there's that hammer. A hook shot, and 10 arrows. Okay.
That's your
so-
Death Mountain package right there.
Yeah, that'll clear out the entire Death Mountain for Gamma. Yoshi will want to get that flute before being able to head up there, as they don't have a glove yet to make their way up. So, something's important up there. Once again, that'll get Gamma just a little bit of a lead. So,
I think it's a case. I think it's a case where if it does turn out to be, you don't get the lamp, nor do you get any gloves. This will force Yoshi to go into the castle. So I think if Team Awesome is here, they're hoping that Yoshi does not find anything that will pull them away from getting that flute.
Yeah. Who knows? There could also be something in Escape too that Gamma didn't get to see yet. So who knows? Just $20 heading out in Ice Hard Cave. Yoshi might be thinking an escape play. Not many other options. We have Eastern and Agana, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, I think at this point he has to go to the castle.
He doesn't have to, but should, yeah.
Because you're dealing with a case where you can go to Eastern, you might have 2 items to check there. You could go to Agana, and that takes quite a time to get 1 single item. Or you can go to Hyrule Castle, get 2 instant items here through this passageway, and then go into the castle itself and maybe get 2 or 3 of them.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's absolutely correct play, the one, item density over the other, but if you're thinking that you want an edge over your opponent, definitely a play you could make to go to Eastern. A lot of people like to make the early Eastern play.
And that's an interesting point that you're pointing out here, is that you have to keep your opponent in mind. You're up against Gammachuu in Game 1 of the Championship Series. You probably are thinking, oh god, if Gamma just got that flute on his first trip in, I might be behind at this point. So you're keeping an eye on where your opponent is.
So we might even see Yoshi go to Eastern just thinking, all right, I haven't had that flute. Death Mountain would be the obvious choice. Maybe I'll do some shenanery and just pop into Eastern real quick, see what I got going on here.
And when I say I mean you're keeping in mind of where your opponent is. Obviously, these runners cannot see where each other are. And of course, we're running on the 10-minute delay like we have been throughout this entire series. So here's our first Hyrule Castle check for Yoshi, and there's a key to the back 3 of Escape.
Has a sword, so we might see them go all the way through, go all the way to the back of Escape. Ooh,
Hi, glove.
There's the glove, though. Speaking of the back of Escape, we'll make that routing a little easier for Gamma here, but yeah, with a sword in hand, not that hard to get through the dark rooms. So we might see Yoshi go all the way to the back, and there might be something back there that'll help him out. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling a lamp here in Escape.
That would be very interesting, especially if it comes into the back, because then Yoshi's got to know that the glove is going to be found relatively soon.
Yeah.
That glove does give us Dark World access, by the way.
It does, absolutely. Emma's going to stick around on the Death Mountain, clear out the rest of these checks, though, as he should. That's definitely yeah, you're up here, even though he did take a save and quit. But yeah, that's a lot of checks that he's able to do. I totally agree with this. It's right there.
It's probably one of those cases where it's faster to do that than to try to maybe do the bomb jump if you get lucky. So you just save and quick, go back to the mountain, get your health refill, and just come over here to the right-hand side. So Yoshi he's not going to check the back area. So therefore, he's just going to go ahead and activate his flute, head up the mountain.
Yeah, with that glove being showing up, that's absolutely the right thing to do here in that situation. We'll see what Gammachuu gets here in Paradox Cave. Getting 300 bucks does have that Zora money now. It is in logic with a glove in hand, so definitely probably not something we'll see for a while, though, until we at least see some flippers checks.
Heart container, a piece of heart, 3 bombs. And then over to the right-hand side, more Zora money, because we didn't have enough already. Why not? Our containers, those are the 7 items we see inside of the Paradox Cave, as Yoshi does activate his flute, and Gamma is going to bomb himself to the other side of the ledge. And I believe the first place that we're going to see from Gamma is to go into the Tower of Hera. We don't know if we can beat it just yet, because we don't have a fire source.
Well, we could he's probably going to beat it. I would be surprised.
You are right. And why is that?
Because there's this cool new little trick that got introduced relatively recently within the last couple months called Hera Pot. If you don't know what Hera Pot is, it involves bombing yourself to the little pot in the lobby of Hera and hookshotting into it. And it takes you all the way up to the top, so you don't necessarily need a big key. There is a risk involved. You could leave an item. So yeah, you see we have a small key that would usually get us to the basement. Gamma grabbing that, I guess, maybe for a future use. Not going to help us out right now without a fire source. And then we'll see what we get out of this. If it's not a big key, do not fret. We will be able to beat the dungeon. It's a compass, which makes you a little scared that we might be leaving an item, because that means the big key is in the basement there. So that's one check we're not going to be able to get out. So definitely going to be leaving at least, if not an item, just a map in the big chest. So that's what we're kind of hoping for here. Having a little trouble. Needs to go over like 1 more pixel. There he is.
He's got it just in time too, although he has to reset because apparently...
Did he pick up the item?
No, he did not, because that mini Moldorm is still alive.
Whoops. Well, it looks like Gamma's not realizing that they don't have a fire source. Well, that's unfortunate.
No fire source, and also he has a fairy in a bottle, so he can't take a death warp either.
Yeah.
He finally realizes this, does the save and quit, but that's going to just take him completely out of the Tower of Hera.
All right, see you later, Hera. So everything I said earlier, and also abandoning Spiral Cave as well, unfortunately, and not really Spike Cave. Can't really get through it too well.
Spiral Cave has nothing important in it.
No, yeah. When has Spiral Cave ever had anything important?
Never.
Just like this, like the Stack of Escapes never had anything important. Paradox Cave has never had anything important. Never. Lumberjack, nothing. Nothing important in this game.
Map check 5-6 is going to be Meyer as well as Skull Woods. What were our pendants? I thought I saw one over at Ice Palace.
I didn't see. I was hoping you did.
Pendant swap.
Okay, that's always neat. That's always neat. That takes away a decent amount of items that you need to beat the seed. Flippers are pretty much not needed. Mirror isn't needed. That's pretty much it. At least in terms of what we have. Don't know. Nothing in Hype Cave today. Gammachuu,
that blue cane could be important because it could give us access to Spike Cave as far as it being logical now, but otherwise, yeah, I'd give it about a 1.5.
Actually, you know what? I lied. We do need mirror. Do you want to know why we need mirror, Rick?
Well, you see, there's that thing that we found on the floating island up on the mountain that you look into, and it puts words in there, and it sends Link into a praying state. And if we don't find that, we have to get into the Desert Palace a different way.
I mean, we're like, the thing is, with we don't even need book at that point. If we have Titan's Mitts, and obviously we have the flute by that point. So if we have the mirror and Titan's Mitts, we don't even really need the book at that point. So yeah, mirror is just hard needed.
But we could still need the book in case there's something on one of the tablets.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's never happened in this game either, just like Spiral Cave having nothing.
Like I said, there's nothing in this game.
It's 216 items of nothingness.
Yeah. That's why everyone likes playing it. I think that statue's a little too, a little too far to the left here. It's not gonna.
Yep. Yeah, he can't get it.
Oh.
That's unfortunate for Gammachuu. So, and the unfortunate thing is that Gamma's probably playing a little on edge after the incident of the Tower of Hera. And again, this is, you know that you're up against a good opponent here. You're probably thinking, God, that move just put me behind. And it's hard to get out of that state of mind, especially when more mistakes compound the issue.
Yeah, the best thing to do is to just forget it. Pretend like it never happened, because all it's going to do is just keep getting in your mind. These runners generally know how to do that. They know how to be like, just move on, keep going. There's a lot of game left to play. I'm only 18 minutes in. It's not the end of the world. And Yoshi didn't even end up going into Hera, so it's really not even the end of the world. If anything, just allowed some time for Yoshi to catch up. Obviously, Gamma doesn't know that, but...
It is so easier said than done for some runners.
Sure.
But it depends on the runner's makeup, on how they are able to overcome a bad moment in the run. And Yoshi didn't even do the right-hand side of Death Mountain. He just got that glove and left. And I think the strategy for Yoshi is that I will come back up to the mountain and full clear everything once I get the Titan's Mitt. Yeah.
Hey, there's that lamp. Not exactly the right fire source to get through the rest of this dungeon, but, you know, it is a fire source. That fire source he really wanted earlier. I had a point to make and I lost it, so... Rick, what was I thinking of? What was in my brain? Help.
Lamp Mountain makes Tower of Hera beatable.
I've had that.
I don't think that's what you're going with, but that's what I was going with.
I had the thought, but I wasn't going to say it. I was going to say something before the lamp popped up, and then the lamp completely poofed the idea out of my noggin.
What was that? Was that a sword upgrade?
I didn't see it either. I tried to look. It was so quick.
Yeah, that was Tempered Sword that was on Bumper Ledge.
Interesting. Kind of hoping to find another sword before then, because that's just kind of an out-of-the-way location now, unless you come back up for Graveyard Ledge or the such. Gammachuu, most likely going to be heading on through Thieves Town after clearing out the Village of Outcasts. Yoshi right on their tail. Oh, man.
That lamp is very interesting here for Gamma, and Yoshi's not super far away, but it depends on how he feels about going into Skull Woods. Ooh. There's our mirror.
All right, so good. Now, worst case scenario, we can get into Desert.
Once we get the Titan's Mitt.
Yeah, once we get the Titan's Mitts.
Either way, once we get the Titan's Mitt.
Yeah, because either way, even to get the... You're right, because you can't even get over to... that area without the Titan's Mitts, you're right. So they might even just leave that book for a while.
I think they'll grab it just in case.
Yeah, they'll probably grab it just in case, but... I don't think they're going to go out of their way to go nab it once they get Titan's Mitts. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about this game. Why am I here?
Because you signed up for this.
Oh, that's right.
You signed up for game number 1 and got this hype match?
I sure did. And I'm having a whole bunch of fun. I hope you're all having fun with this first match. It's a good time. This whole league in general has been a lot of fun. So
absolutely. I mean, both you and I were playing in this league. We didn't get to pair up against each other because I decided to take the whole Cross Keys week off.
Yeah, which was smart. Racing Cross Keys is brutal.
Yeah, I know. I had to sit there and watch as my team was playing your team, and we split that series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and me and Clifford ended up being really close. Like a
absolutely.
Difference. So, it was a good time.
That was a scary, nerve-wracking week.
I want to say that week was nerve-wracking. The whole league was nerve-wracking. In a good way. It was fun. But man, We were in playoff contention for a long time, and actually, if I had beaten Clifford, we would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah, it would have been you guys
guys.
instead. It would have been you three instead of us three that made it into the playoffs as the 3rd seed.
Imagine, everything rested on my hands. Anyways,
imagine if I didn't come back against Verge in week number 6 in the spoiler there, where I ended up taking those 6 deaths in Aghanim's tower there with the 4 hearts. This was an amazing ride, and definitely shout outs to Fear Agent and the crew who worked behind the scenes to put this on the air. Great season, and we're gonna have a season 3 soon. Oh, not soon, but season 3 will be coming.
Season 3 starting tomorrow.
Oh hell no! Fear needs a break after all of this.
Nope, no breaks for him. He signed up for this.
Well, no breaks for him.
If Team Kappa wins, season 3 starts immediately. That's the rule.
No breaks for Fury Agent, by the way, because he's going to be playing on Thursday, game number 3 against Ramond. The other pairing for this championship series, game number 2, will be the Red Pendant matchup between Hitsuan and 1UP40. That is tomorrow, right here on SpeedGaming.
Yeah. So this is a best of 3 series. I don't know if we've
best of 5.
That. Did I say best of? Yeah, best of 5. Yeah. I apologize. The winner needs 3. So yeah, best of 5. I apologize.
I know.
Yeah, you know where my brain went. Yeah.
You need 3 wins to
best of 5.
claim the championship.
So we have the 3 pendants facing off, and then if a game 4 is needed, a representative will be chosen from each team, and then if a game 5 is needed, once again, a representative will be picked.
Only stipulation is that the person who plays in game number 4 isn't eligible to play in game number 5, because you only can play a maximum of 2 games in the course of a series. Unless you're the case of Team Awesome, which had a special situation that occurred in round number 2 in the conference or in the divisional finals against Team Hime.
Yeah, you mentioned a tie earlier.
Yes, that's right. Hitsuan ended up having to play Kermit twice because he ended up tying in his first match.
Yeah, in playoffs, that's pretty crazy. But
absolutely.
That's the kind of thing you'll see. We've had a decent amount of ties in the league.
Yeah, most of them in the Lost Woods. We are tying things up left and right.
Lost Woods best division is what we're saying here.
Yes.
So we went through the entire Thieves Town, and obviously we didn't talk about it at all. I think the only thing we got out of there was a shield. Nothing really of note here.
It'd be crazy if we had another tie, although I'm sure Fear would be pulling his hair out if we get another tie. Although
I don't know if my heart can handle that.
I think he'd be pulling his hair out even more if he ends up getting a tie in game number 3 when he has to redo it under the same settings as the first go around. As you mentioned, we didn't get anything at all in the Village of Outcasts outside of that mirror.
Village of Outcasts had the mirror,
yeah.
So definitely helps for routing in the Dark World. Makes it a lot nicer to not have to come back for these kind of janky, awkward locations, Cape 45, Graveyard, etc., etc.
You know, the strange thing is, outside of that lamp, we are pretty much tied up as far as what these runners have. They each have 1 crystal apiece out of Thieves Town. Yoshi's finishing up with a digging game and walking away from those 10 arrows, and then we're going to see these 2 continue on the same route. The only exception is that Yoshi has already checked Hype Cave.
Yeah, so they're going to check Cave 45 real quick, and then maybe go up the mountain. They're not going to have that many other options at that point.
Check Stumpy as well, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess I meant the Grove area in general.
Mm-hmm, yep. Get Blue Mat, which is a nice safety to have at this stage, although we already have
a lot of hearts.
Goodness, 11 hearts for Gammachuu.
Mm-hmm.
Where are these hearts in my seeds? Flippers.
All right, so one of those items. Yeah, you don't with both Ice Palace and Swamp Palace as pendants. That's not the happiest thing to find. I would go into Swamp right now. I would honestly, if I was Gamma and Yoshi, I would go into Swamp right now. That is the package in a nutshell.
And I think that's exactly what Yoshi is thinking. That's why he's going back into the portal.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking, oh, the seed wants me to go into Swamp Palace, even though it's a pendant. We have, I mean, it's not like we've ever seen progression in a pendant dungeon.
Luckily, once again, this is a dungeon that is made a lot nicer with some new glitches, minor glitches that have been added to the pool of things that are allowed. Swamp is a great place. Swamp and Ice Palace, love them. They're great.
I see what you did there. Pool?
Yeah, I didn't mean to, but yeah, it happened. That was not, there's a lot of commentators out there that make jokes like that. I'm not one of them. That was an accident, but I'll take it.
Sometimes.
So yeah, Ice is definitely still not in logic without those myths, but Swamp is a big play here.
Sometimes the best references are the ones that come unintentionally. I mean, you were infamous for one in the last tournament.
Yeah. My unintentional words tend to be the best.
Absolutely. All right, so here we go to Swamp Palace. There are 6 items inside, and both of these runners are going in. So if there's nothing in here, both runners are going to feel like they just lost some time, but they really didn't because both are checking it.
Yeah. No, this is definitely, like, when you see all those items. Oh, man. Leave. Get out of there. Go check that shovel stack. Come on.
Oh, no.
Somebody do it. Get out of there.
Oh, no.
Who cares? Jesus, this seed already.
Oh, goodness. This seed is starting to show its teeth to us.
I'm telling you, these seeds lately have been mean. They're out for blood. It's what this is what you want out of a finals, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about real fast, because we got a few moments before we get to the next item, how both of these teams got to this position. Team Awesome in their divisional finals beat Team Hime. It was 3-0-1. We mentioned about the tie earlier. iiYoshii defeated Ravis. Hitsuen ended up defeating Kermit in the redo, and then Ramon defeated Dragon Strike to move on to the conference semifinals, where they defeated Last Locationers 3-1. iiYoshii defeated Lin. Hitsuen defeated Illis 24. Raymond lost to Goomba, but got revenge against the team by defeating Illis 24 in game number 4. And then in the last round, the conference finals defeated Fendrana Drifters. iiYoshii defeated Megawatt. Hitsuen defeated Frostbite. Ramen lost to Jet, but Hitsuen defeated Megawatt to set up their spot here in the finals. Get the map inside of that chest. In the Team Kappa state, they beat WJPTBB, but they had to overcome a 2-0 series deficit going into game number 3. Gammachuu lost to JTB. 1UP40 lost to Bruce Fan JP, but then Fear Agent defeated Willard J. Bradley. Fear Agent then defeated JTB in game 4, and Gammachuu defeated Willard J. Bradley in game 5. In the conference semifinals, CLW was their opponent. They was a 3-0 sweep. Gammachuu beat Nabs. 1UP defeated Swerve. Fear Agent defeated Pika Pals. And then here in the conference finals, Kinda Randall Retired was Team Kappa's opponent. Gammachuu defeated Farami. 1UP defeated Super Din Taylor. Fear Agent lost to Kyung, but Gammachuu covered that up by defeating Farami in game 4. Nothing's happened here since I've started talking, right?
No, they didn't do Diver Down is the only thing of note, which is pretty shocking. It saves a decent amount of time, but
now for that Diver Down setup, don't you need the Cane of Samaria or no?
Nope, you can use bombs.
That's right, yeah, bombs.
Yeah, it's the other one that you need Cane of well, no, it's I don't know. No, you can use bombs in both situations. I don't know why they didn't do it. Actually, that's the only thing. They've been making their way through. You got through all that information in the time it took them to get through Left Side Swamp. So.
That's why I felt like that was the best time to make up the playoff victory.
That's why they didn't do Diver Down. They wanted to give you that time to get all that out. I don't know how you keep all that knowledge up there. I barely know what's going on right now.
They're walking. That's all I can say. They're just walking at this
They
point.
are just walking. You're right, because we don't have boots. They're definitely not running through here. Boots is something that I love in Swamp because it makes it a lot nicer.
It feels better with the boots, so for sure.
Yeah, it just feels better. Nothing on left side Swamp, so we'll see if there's anything else in here. I would be not only shocked, but horrified if Shovel is the only thing that we find out of here.
Both of these runners have been on the same path together ever since they merged together in the Village of Outcasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gammachuu just still having that fire source here. That's the only difference. Knows about the book, has done the East Death Mountain, but otherwise pretty much on even terms.
Here's the thing: you talked about this cool tech. Neither of these runners are doing Diver Down in this swamp.
I know. I'm disappointed. I'm so sad.
Blue Rupee and the Big Key. We have not seen anything besides the shovel, and we don't even know if the shovel is going to lead to anything at this point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no Diver Downs. Unreal. I'm so sad. I love Diver Down. I love Diver Down. I love Icebreaker. I love this new tech. Parapot's not great. Parapot has destroyed me a couple times.
We saw it destroy Gammachuu a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, interesting here, we have a divergence. Gammachuu is going to go and check to see what's inside the big chest.
Yeah. Yoshi will probably go back in for it. I would be surprised if they didn't go back in. Because I think we've definitely seen both the map and the compass, so there's not a possibility of it being one of those things. So we'll see what it is here. Nope, not something they're going to want to go back for, but they probably will.
Yoshi, if he skips that, will have a few moments up on Gammachuu in that regards. Once again, this is a pendant dungeon. Don't know if we need to finish this. All depends what's either on the pedestal or what this drops.
This has been... I feel like we've been doing this seed forever, but I guess we haven't. It's only 34 minutes. I feel like we're very bare bones in terms of equipment. Like, we had stuff to beat Swamp, and that's kind of it. So, something's gotta pop up eventually, right? Is it Hera? Is Hera the answer? After all this time? Yeah, just bombs. Alright.
So that's what, 9 bombs, 20 rupees.
A shovel.
A shovel. And a heart container. Or maybe it was 5 rupees, but still, it was not much.
Yeah, not a whole lot. So, yeah, Yoshi is going back in, so Gammachuu is going to come out of here a little quicker. We'll see at that shovel spot. I mean, it's a perfect spot. You can just mirror and go right there.
And both of these runners are going to feel like they just wasted a whole bunch of time and that they are going to be behind.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll both start making crazy plays. Maybe. Oh, actually, Yoshi's gonna get to the... I forgot that Master Sword Argus is a pain.
Argus is a pain no matter what, but... Yeah.
Yeah.
Second cycle Argus on Master Sword isn't necessarily the fun. So Yoshi will have a little bit of a time. Not really a whole lot.
Not a lot.
Yoshi gonna be immediately checking that shovel. At this point, he's feeling, I've got to get something out of this. Does the shovel lead to anything?
Oh yeah. You go into a pendant dungeon and get one thing out of it, you follow that.
Mm-hmm. Especially considering the fact that he's already checked the pyramid, so therefore for Gamma, he's got a bunch of stuff over on the right-hand side he can still check.
Gamma's doing some flippers checks here.
Yeah, he's also got that for him as well. Wow. 25 rupees, a heart container, and 9 bombs was all we got out of that swamp.
That was some big bait. That was some big bait. I thought for sure something was going to be in there. They gave you everything you needed for it.
Yeah.
I am shocked. you have to, like, at that point, it's like, well, now I kind of hope Ped is going to be needed at some point.
Yeah, I really hope I need this for pet at this point because I've got nothing else out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Obo's gonna give us 20 rupees.
20 bucks. You know, on the bright side, both these runners can pay Zora off. So that's the good news there, I guess. Anything? Okay, that's something. That fire rod, you know, you can beat Skull Woods now. And that'll be Yoshi's first fire source, as the other fire source is in Skull Woods itself, so they will get the lamp eventually.
Yeah, the second source is in the pinball room. Zora drops the mirror shield.
Oh!
Yoshi says no thanks.
What the heck? That poor shield, dude. Deserve better.
Yoshi's probably saying at this point, I don't want the lag that goes with it. Gamma's about to get his fire rod shortly here as he's making his way in this direction as well. You're probably going to see both of these runners going back into Skull Woods. The only difference here is that Gamma has already done the front section. Yoshi will
go to check the rest of the... Well, actually, no, pulling out the flute.
Yeah, he's pulling out the flute. I wanted to make sure that he was pulling out the flute first before I said anything. But the way Yoshi's probably going to do this is that he's going to go check the back section with the Mothula fight first and then make his way towards the front.
Let's see if Gamma also decides to just support his local economy and give the Zora a bunch of money without actually taking the mirror shield. I guess a lot of people don't like it because it covers up the sprite a decent amount. It's a big boy.
And that's the other thing is that yeah, it does cover it up, but it also does generate lag.
Yeah.
There's a reason why there's certain runners that don't like to have the butter sword combined with the mirror shield. That's because it does help to increase the lag. Gamma puts himself in a position where he has to take the mirror shield. No other choice.
I mean, you don't have to go to Bumper Cave and get that sword if it's going to give you butter.
That's right.
Then again, I don't think Yoshi saw that, so...
No, Yoshi doesn't know it's there yet, but I will tell you that if you do get the Magic Cape and you're still on Master Sword, you're probably going to go up and get that. Just out of the idea that it's going to at least let you go a little faster, especially on the Ganon fight.
There's a lot of things that Tempered is more useful for. Vidi, for example, a lot nicer. Cold Stare, for sure. If you need to end up doing Cold Stare. A lot of things.
Cold Stare on Master Sword is rough. Cold Stare on Fighter Sword is even rougher.
At that point, you're just using the hammer. You don't want to mess around with Fighter Sword.
At that point, you've got 4 blue potions filled up in a bottle.
Just in case. Not these runners. These runners don't need that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, both these runners, actually... Yeah, both these runners going to be heading to the back of Skull Woods. Once again, just kind of following in each other's footsteps.
Yeah, like I said, the only difference here is that when Yoshi finishes off with the Mothula, he's still going to check the front section of Skull Woods. That's because of the second item being the lamp and being in the pinball room. So he definitely will not want to walk away without getting that. Because we're still a long ways from getting into Go mode. We need to find out where the Titansmiths are. We need to find out where the bow is. Ice Rod is still a thing.
We don't even know what medallions we need. Like, we're in a...
Remember when the seed gave us 2 medallions in the first, 15 minutes?
Yeah, and then now both Meyer and Turtle Rock are going to be Quake, because... That's the way it
is. You're probably right on that one, too.
Bombos. You need Bombos for Ice Palace, though. Don't worry. Actually, no. I guess we have the Fire Rod now, so never mind. Wow. Did you see that moth fight? I didn't. It was too quick. The hammer just melted Moth right there. That was a beautiful fight.
Yeah, that was a delicious fight right there from Yoshi. That just shows the level of competition that we're dealing with right there. Because the hammer does the tempered sword level damage. So you only, if you can connect it without him hitting the spikes, need to hit that Mothula 4 total times.
And sometimes Moth can just be a real big jerk and just not go where you want to go.
Yeah, he can attach himself to those spikes, and you won't have an easy time getting around it. So let's see how Gamma's fight is. It looks like he's just going.
Use the Master Sword.
Canis Maria.
Yay! My favorite item. Yeah, Gamma having a little bit of a tougher time. Moth is just being like just hanging out up there, and yeah, Gamma taking out that hammer to get that last hit in. Oh, maybe one more. One more.
There we go.
Kind of had enough health there to face tank some damage.
Now,
yeah, that's what Moth can do. Moth can just be like, nah, I'm gonna hang up here today.
And that was a major difference between the two fights. Like, Yoshi's fight was tremendous. And Gamma's was not a horrible fight in the fact that he's still alive. Just when you are a runner and you've played this game so many times, you know Gamma's probably thinking that was an atrocious fight.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call it atrocious, but...
Oh, yeah.
That's so mean. That Moth sucked. No, I mean, there was nothing Gamma could do there, for the most part. Moth was just at that.
There's the Canis Maria for Gamma, so he's done with Skull Woods.
All right, Fear is saying that he would call it atrocious, so...
You know,
that's tough love from your teammate.
It's like a Super Mario Brothers 1 runner who is a sub-5 runner. They would call a 502 atrocious.
I believe you. I know nothing about Mario.
What's that?
You said Mario, or am I crazy? Did I like just hear things?
Yeah, I made a mention about Mario. It's like,
okay.
It's like, your perception based on your ability.
Who's ahead? That's a lovely question. We're ahead because we're having fun. It's impossible to say right now. Both these runners have the same amount of dungeons done. They have the same amount of items. There's really no way to say who is ahead right now.
I don't think we can really say who's in the lead until we see some port of official crossing point. Because remember, Gamma did East Death Mountain, so he already knows about the book being on the floating island.
Yeah, Mitts are kind of being our what we call a bottleneck right now. Locking out a lot of stuff for us. Locking out getting into desert. Locking out Ice Palace, Mire, and Turtle Rock. So just a lot of stuff. Gamma going into pod without a bow, has bottles though, so we'll be able to clear out pretty much everything except for Helmasaur.
And speaking of bow,
speak of the devil. Well, so Yoshi's gonna be able to fly on over to do pod in East. Well, if you want to do Eastern, I guess. But yeah, clear out both pod. Oh, the Graveyard Ledge is such a janky spot, too. That's actually not great.
And we have a key in the first position of the Palace of Darkness. Now, the interesting thing is that Gamma may still find a bow here.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not necessarily a problem spot for Gamma, just it makes you feel a little ooh if you're a person watching this race, because we may not find a bow here. Perhaps we might find nothing here.
If you're rooting for Gamma, you want something here that'll kind of push them in a direction where they could possibly... Oh, well...
Wait, so there's all the 3 of our medallions.
Okay, that's peace of mind. That's definitely a nice peace of mind. Especially without being... That's like the best case scenario, without being able to see what Mire and Turtle Rock are yet. That just is... Alright, I can get in there when I want.
We didn't even notice this, Chelsea, but apparently Yoshi didn't have enough rupees for this trip here. And the stun prize, as Yoshi was finding out, was red rupees.
Hey! That sounds familiar.
Alright, so we got the bottle glitch going on here for Gammachuu. He used the bottle just before coming into this room. It moves the camera on over, now he can get through here. If he finds a bow here, that's going to make him think a few things.
What kind of things is he gonna think, Rick?
Oh dear. That's what it's going to make him think. Oh dear.
Yeah.
And there are two keys over here on the right-hand side, on the bow side, on the Mimic side.
I'll never forget a race I did where I had a bow locked in pod, and I never found the other bow. No clue where that thing was.
There's the quake for Yoshi. So now all 3 medallions are found. We need to have the Titan Mints in order to find out what we need to get into Misery Mire and Turtle Rock. And Yoshi with the bow will be able to get to Mitts are right here. Oh boy.
Nice. That's what you wanted to see. Mitts are a good thing to find in here. A lot of things to check now. The only thing is now Yoshi's gonna be 1 item from Go mode.
Maybe.
Well, I guess, yeah, boots. You're right.
Yeah, we don't know about the key on the torch aspect to Desert Palace. Could possibly be needed. We don't know at this stage. Gammachuu, taking a look at his key count, almost went to Harmless Hellway, which, based on his 2 keys at this point, would be key for key scenario.
This is gonna take Gamma a little farther away from Bow. If nothing's on Helmasaur or in Eastern Bow locked, not the end of the world to come back here. So finding Mitts is definitely not the worst thing. Mitts being locked behind Bow would have been way worse.
There is going to be an item on Helmasaur though. And a heart container. Gamma is out.
Might be popping into Eastern too, maybe, while he's here. Yeah, taking a mirror. Or maybe we'll see if he pulls out the flute. Okay, yeah, never mind.
And
I was gonna say, maybe with the Mitts, probably wouldn't.
And based on what we saw with the keys, those Titan Mitts are bow blocked.
They are. Oh, speaking of being locked behind things, we got a little dead rock lock.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Yoshi making this same play after he is done with this dungeon. But this does give Team Awesome a bit of an advantage that just sprung up really, really fast here in the aspect of Gamma. That graveyard ledge is not going to come to his mind unless he finds the boots somewhere.
Alright, so gonna be heading up here to Super Bunny. Gonna check out Hookshot Cave. Probably pick up that book in off chance that Bombos Tablet or Ether Tablet have anything of use. Making it through these blocks very easily.
First check here is going to be Super Bunny Cave with the 2 items inside, then the 4 inside of the Hookshot Cave. This race is not done and over with until we know where the Ice Rod is.
Ice Rod and potentially boots, yeah. Yeah, another bow could very easily be locked behind Mitts. Very, very easily. Worst case scenario would be in GT. That's where we don't want another bow to be. Very commonplace for it to pop up, but we have our fingers crossed. That is not the case today.
50 rupees, a piece of heart. There's the other bow!
See? Like that. Just like that. So Gamma might be thinking, all right, there's a bow that I've missed somewhere. Not grabbing the book, though. Maybe forgetting or just writing it off?
He just remembered it at that point. You saw that little double back. Yeah. He just remembered about it and was like, oh, well, a word we can't say here on SpeedGaming.
So, the intriguing thing here now is Yoshi's most likely going to have silvers. That's going to be a little bit of an execution advantage.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that Yoshi's next play probably will be to the mountain because of how many items he has up here. Remember, he never checked Eastside Death Mountain, so that's in addition to the items that we have in the Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny, he still has Paradox Cave as well as Spiral Cave. And don't forget, we never saw what was in Spiral Cave for the first time around because Gammachuu ended up leaving the Tower of Hera, and oh boy. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
This is a play I would do. I'm a big fan of this. I'm digging it. If you can get into Turtle Rock, go in. Do it. Get that ice rod out of Turtle Rock. Gamma's feeling behind as well.
This must be I dug Swamp Palace. I am behind. Now I have to hope that there's a vanilla, or not a vanilla ice rod, but a ice rod inside of Turtle Rock.
That it's with, I don't know, it's likely. We have Ice Palace, we have Mire, we have Smithy Sequence. That's kind of desert. That's kind of all that's opened up by the mitts here. That only just those like 5 things. Not a big deal.
Yoshi is defying what I thought he was going to do, and he is going to go and check the Mire area first.
Yeah, so we're hoping for an ice rod here for Gamma. That'd be pretty ideal.
Red Rupee. Red Rupee.
Both screens. I'm watching Yoshi to make sure they don't get the ice rod. Not that I'm not rooting for Yoshi, but like I want things to work out for Gamma too, you know.
Yoshi's also going to find out right away whether or not we need the boots.
Yeah, this is going to be good information for us. Finding boots in here would be pretty great for Gamma as well, actually. Even if it comes up dry. If this is boots locked, which it's not.
No, it's not. So we are just an ice rod away from go mode, friends.
Yeah, where is that ice rod? It's always an ice rod hunt. When are they going to put 2 ice rods in this game?
No, because they'd like to see us suffer.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, but checking the lava chest here in the Turtle Rock. Red Rupee.
Okay, Chad is saying that GT Big Key could be on the torch, so yeah, we're not out of the woods yet. That's fair, but
21 out of 22 chance.
It's a very, very, very low chance.
Not
that it can't happen.
Item number 1. While catching that, item number 2. It is not in desert.
Nope. Got a decent amount of checks here still on Gamma's side, so can't start sweating yet.
No, Gamma's already sweating.
No, it's fine.
You remember earlier when you had that tingling feeling about Aga being required when we saw the Master Sword at 5 minutes in?
That tingling feeling about Ped now?
He's getting that tingling feeling about this now, considering the fact that he's already dove Swamp Palace, got nothing out of it. And now here he is in Turtle Rock without an ice rod. He doesn't know if this is the right play or not, but he's going to feel even further behind if this turns out to be nothing. Ten arrows inside the Mimic Cave.
We're about an hour in, and only having 3 crystals. That's when you know that things have been a little funky, especially for runners of this caliber. Half magic.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid find.
You know, Yoshi might not get that if they go mode Turtle Rock.
It might be the case, yeah.
And who knows where another sword is? That's, you know, not the worst thing in the world.
Well, we know where there's another sword.
Well, yeah, but okay. Who knows where the cape is for that?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
You know what I meant here.
Well, of course I know what you meant.
Hey, another tuna. We get an orange Pikachu.
Pikachu got a sunburn.
Too many vacations.
Damn it, Ash.
It's looking a little chunky too. It's like retirement Pikachu.
Retirement Pikachu.
Yeah.
I choose you, Retirement Pikachu.
You go to Florida, you eat a lot of food, you stay at the beach all day.
Oh, like Awesome Games Done Quick 2020.
Exactly.
Except for the
That's
beach aspect.
That's how I felt at GDQ. Get a nice little refill there. This is the moment of truth, everyone.
Oh boy.
It's fine. There's 2 more chests.
Nope,
There's
it's
1
not here.
more chest.
Nope, it's not here.
Yeah.
Because the last chest is going to be a key.
You're right. Well, he's gonna grab it because he'll want it eventually. And that, wow, that beetle is playing defense. Excuse me, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a case of him not feeling really happy with himself. Now, he could choose to do a mirror portal.
Yeah, it looks like he is.
And
we'll
try
be
to
able get
preserve it.
Hera. If Hera was the answer this entire time, that'd be brilliant.
I just really hope that Gamma does not forget the fact that he has not checked Spiral Cave.
Oh no, not leaving the portal. Just going over into Meyer area. Gonna see if he even needs boots, which is probably smart as well.
This might be a case.
Doesn't.
This might be a case where Gamma might just go into Misery Mire at this point. Because if the Ice Rod is here, then he'll still have his portal. He'll go back into Turtle Rock at some part of time here and finish that off. He'll just have to come back over the hard way. Wait.
No.
Yeah, he'll have to. Wow, he'll have to do Turtle Rock before he does Desert.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so a little time lost there, but I don't know where I'm feeling Ice Palace at this point, honestly.
Oh gosh.
Or the pedestal. Pedestal's a thing. Eastern, both these runners have put off for a while. Neither of these runners have even looked at Eastern.
Could be on Green Pendant, could be on the pedestal. The seed is definitely not over with yet. It is the conventional Hyrulean Ice Rod Hunt here in game number 1 of the Championship Series. 1 hour in. Adirondack Rick being joined by Chelsea X Lynn. We have Team Awesome with the Yoshi and Team Kappa with Gammachuu. What a fantastic game 1 it's been so far, Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely. I personally can't believe that Yoshi hasn't even been to Right Side Death Mountain at all, in any way, shape, or form. With 1 item missing, going into Mire, this is a ballsy play. With, like, having the entire mountain open. I thought for sure once those mitts popped up, they would head over there. That's a bunch of checks. Obviously, it's nothing, but I don't know, kind of making my noggin hurt.
Yeah, I heard a little bit just trying to think about what this seed has been doing to our runners as Gamma is just trying to finish off with this dungeon. Also, the other aspect about this dungeon, it's part of the 5-6 combo.
Yeah.
The end result is...
will be in logic.
Yeah, there's 2 extra items here.
Gamma making up a little time in here, skipping a couple checks. Yeah, just heading through the rest of Mire, see what Viddy's gonna have.
So tying the face-off against Vitreous with a Master Sword. Only safety we have.
Little
Only
low on hearts. Just have
Yeah.
that Burna.
Yeah, the only safety we have right now is by way of the Cane of Burna. And by the way, Gamma, because he has the red mail, has a little more protection, although you really don't want to be camping out too much in that goop. Does turn on the Cane of Burna. Now, the problem with the Cane of Burna is that you cannot do any swings, swings of the sword. You have to do slashes.
Yeah, making it through a little quicker. Having that half magic was able to just kind of get all up in there and take him out. Yoshi having to actually take a couple of potions here. Should be able to, take out this last eyeball.
Yeah, Yoshi ended up having to use a potion for this, and now getting a key at the end. We'll see what Gamma ends up doing. Yoshi's going to float away after having done both the Desert Palace as well as Misery Mire. So, crystal count, it is definitely a true crystal advantage here for Team Awesome and Yoshi, and a big reason why is the bow that Yoshi found on Graveyard Ledge about, what was it, about 15, 20 minutes ago now.
Yep. Yeah, obviously Gamma was able to source another bow, luckily, in Hookshot Cave. So not hurting too bad, but yeah, having to go back into pod will take a little bit of more time. Yeah, still not finding anything.
No Ice Rod still. And now we're going to go ahead and check Agina.
Clearing up these one-off locations. Obviously, Gamma's not going to get Ice Rod in here, so unfortunately, just kind of taking a little more time here. Nothing in Agina.
I love the little pause. Like, it was a little bit of a dramatic pause. I was really waiting to see the Ice Rod pop up just because of that dramatic pause.
Would have been a fun moment. But no fun today. Just a very, a very well hidden Ice Rod. Where are you feeling like it's at? Out of curiosity, where would you go in this situation if you were Yoshi? Obviously,
Yoshi's going to where we would believe he's going to go at this point, and that is to the mountain. Now, if he goes into Turtle Rock, this is going to give Gammachuu a little bit of time back.
I don't know how Yoshi plays, but again, I'm a fan of hopping into Turtle Rock. If it's in there, it's great. Obviously, it's not today, but yeah, so let's say, knowing our knowledge, where would you go to look for the Ice Rod at this point?
Right now, Pyramid Fairy. It looks like Gamma's going to suck up and lose his mirror portal. Based on the fact he's pulled out that mirror.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe just wants to do the mirror block cancel. Or not. Oh, yeah.
Well, he did one cancel.
The important one. Yeah.
Yoshi's gonna get Yoshi.
At this point. At this point, you kind of just have to suck it up and be like, all right, the return trip into Turtle Rock isn't bad. You kind of have to hope your opponent also did it. But the return trip really isn't that bad.
At this point in time, Gamma is hoping that Yoshi made the same Swamp Palace play. Little does he know that he actually did make the same play.
Yeah, at the same time.
At the very same time.
If Yoshi goes into Turtle Rock, that would be a great equalizer. Gamma may even decide to go into Eastern, and if the Ice Rod's hiding there, would be brilliant. So, when they go to beat up Pod. He knows he's leaving an item on Helmasaur, so I don't know. We'll see what happens after Desert. We'll also see if Yoshi decides to grab that book. That could be a point of contention here. It'll be fresh in his mind, so I would be surprised if he didn't do that. Finish up Hera, actually, while he's up here. Gonna be able to do all this stuff. Spike Cave, even. Just gonna be able to be a little more thorough, which I guess was the point of putting it off for so long. I don't know, that scares me. That's a lot of stuff to just leave up here. Obviously the correct decision in this point. Also, gonna be getting silvers, which is actually, if no other sword pops up, a huge lead.
And Yoshi's going to go ahead and pick up this book.
Could be the most important book pickup of his life. Yeah, I would be shocked if Yoshi didn't at least go into Hera first. Yeah.
Based on how I think Yoshi's going to route this, is that interesting mirror position right there?
I was like, that's gonna bonk him, but it didn't. I thought for sure he was gonna be on that peg.
Yeah, that's what I was worrying about when he mirrored.
I was like, that's a little too far down, but
it was close enough,
I guess. Yeah.
Here we go. The first of the book checks, Ether.
I saw blue. I saw blue. It scared me for half a second. Just some bombs.
Just a half a second, right?
Only a half a second. Then my brain caught up. So I'm very curious what Gammachuu here decides to do after this. If Ice Rod is here, this would be heart-wrenching.
Yeah, because Gamma was here and ended up having some difficulties with the Hera pot. He didn't have a fire source at that point.
And then trying to go down to basement, realizing he didn't have a fire source, had a fairy, and was like, all right.
Yeah, by that point, he had locked himself into the crystal switch area. Yoshi, not doing any of the glitches, just pretty much keeping everything to logic.
Yeah. I mean, if Ice Rod is in that big chest, that wouldn't have been a big deal for Gamma anyways. Wouldn't have been able to get that in the first pass through, so. If it's gonna be in here, you want it to be in the big chest, but.
Gamma's gonna be checking Pyramid Fairy. Don't forget, we have not seen that yet.
Yeah, probably a Pyramid Fairy into maybe a pod revisit?
Yeah, he's gonna finish pod at this point.
Yeah. And then potentially Mir to get into Eastern.
Well, the amount of items that we're down to, I think you have to go into Eastern. I think you have to go into Eastern at this point.
Yeah, Eastern or Ice are the two options. Not really great. Both of them pendants. Eastern being a green pendant and right next to Sahasrara, probably maybe a little more appealing. Ice Palace isn't that bad anymore. Once again, with all these nice, cool glitches that these runners are not showing off for me that I've been talking about.
Come on, Gamma showed off Bottle Glitch.
Yeah, that's been around for like, I don't know, a year and a half now. I want the new stuff, the new tech, the 2020, the 20s back in my rando day. Hey, I've been around for a while too.
Back in our days, you ended up just hitting the Y and A button at the same time, the dash, and just 20 rupees in the big chest.
Okay, good.
And now we're going to see what's in Pyramid Fairy, and Pyramid Fairy's got Red Rupee and Red Rupee. Oh. Time for my nap.
Okay, good night. Good night, Elderly Rick. All right, Elder Rick has left the building. Elderondak Rick. Ha! I think I'm funny. Oh my god, is he having an aneurysm back there? Do I need to call the cops now? Anyways, we got Yoshi fighting Moldorm. Ooh, Gamma actually going to be getting the other bow here, so is gonna have silvers. Just another.
And-
What is up with these 20 rupees? It's 20 rupee hell. I'm so tired of it. There's 20 rupees everywhere. Get them out of here.
And here are the silver arrows. This is the logical first bow for Gamma, and Gamma's going to know that that's the logical first bow because of the way that the Titan mitts were bow blocked. Speaking of boots, we're still walking. And Yoshi is walking to Turtle Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Sure is. Get things back.
This is actually very good for Gamma. This is very brilliantly good for Gamma. Is pretty much completely equalized once again. Just doesn't have Tower of Herodon. And obviously we'll be doing pod right here. So, I don't know. This is good. Especially
so Gamma,
sorry.
I was going to say, Gamma's big here in Palace of Darkness. He's just going to go straight to Helmasaur.
Mm-hmm. Go straight to Helmasaur, and then I would be surprised while he's here if he didn't go into Eastern.
At this point, you've got to.
You have to.
Where in the world is this ice rod?
Ice and ice. That's the classic. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's an ice, but I feel like the smart thing to do here would immediately after finishing pod be to go into Eastern, turn in that pendant, then suck it up, go to Ice Palace, and then I guess pull the pedestal after that if it's not there.
Chat's putting up a very interesting point here. We have not seen the Breadsmith chain. And by the way, we have not seen what's on the Lumberjack ledge, even though we still don't have the boots to get on the Lumberjack.
Yeah, it could very well still be there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's only been an hour and 14 minutes, which really isn't that much. But I swear I feel like this seed has lasted 2 hours.
But in an open mode, when it's an hour 15 and you're not in go mode, you're starting to panic. You're starting to wonder where your opponent is. And little do we know who is going to be in the lead, because it's going to be kind of one of those scenarios where it is going to be a first ice rod may be the winner of this race.
Yeah. Yeah, it's typical rando, honestly. The first person to find ice rod is the winner.
And you know the awesome thing about this, Chelsea?
Yeah, yes, I do.
And that is?
That we're all having a good time together right now.
Well, yes, we are, but that's not what I'm going for.
Okay, what are you going for?
We have at least 2 more races of this championship series, the best of 5 format.
That was close. We get to have more fun. We get to have more fun together. Well, I won't be there.
You're not going to be watching?
So, I mean, no, I'll be watching, but I won't be talking.
Well, you know that. I mean, this is our this is our finale.
I know. I'm saying goodbye to the league.
Hits UN versus 1UP tomorrow at this time, 4:10 p.m. Eastern start. That's the Ambrosia game 2. Where we are going to get a hint on where these boots are after this insanity.
It'll tell us that the boots are in GT.
God, no. It's going to be, but God, no.
I know. Ambrosia's can be a little bit of a hectic situation, actually. There's if anyone hasn't watched it, I highly recommend you do. It can be a little wild. Not going into Eastern. Very wild, sorry. This is...
He's going to the place where you kept saying that the ice rod is going to be in for the longest time.
I know, and I would be thrilled to find it, but he was right there. I hope it's where I want it to be. Not want,
maybe
but
he's thinking...
I had a feeling where it was going to be.
Maybe Gamma's thinking... Yoshi checked this after he was done with the Palace of Darkness. Yeah. So therefore, if the ice rod is here, I'm lost.
Yeah, and you can go into Eastern immediately. Like if it's not like bow or not, you can get potentially 3 items out of it immediately. So it's, you know, I guess a very fair thing to be like, you know what? I cannot win if the ice rod is in here. Little does he know he very much could, but
yeah, little does not either of these runners know that the other has not checked the Eastern Palace at all.
In fact, I think after this, Yoshi would also go into Ice Palace instead of Eastern. Ice Palace really not that bad anymore. As finally you can see, Gammachuu is going to be setting up a very quick.
That was quick.
Yeah, very quick icebreaker. Just get in there, get out. You get to skip all the crud in Ice Palace, and it makes routing it a lot more fun. What's
here's the thing, Chelsea. He never did the switch.
Because he's full clearing it. He's expecting to full clear it. Well, expecting to full clear it. That's why I didn't hit the switch. It makes actually, I agree with this. It makes routing a little easier if you plan on checking all the chests. Because you're going to get keys, you're going to get the big key, presumably, if you don't find the ice rod immediately. And if he finds the ice rod, he's not going to beat the dungeon anyways. That's why I didn't hit the switch.
True, yes, because this is a pendant.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So, very smart to not flip the switch, actually.
Mm-hmm, yep.
So yeah, gonna be checking Ice Tea Room here, and then be taking a little bomb jump. It's just, it makes ice so much better. It really does. I love Icebreaker. I'm so glad it's a rando thing now.
That's item number 2.
Uh-huh.
100 rupees, a piece of heart. Those are 2 out of 3 inside of this Palace of Darkness. Now, we know the Freezor chest is going to have the big key.
All right, Yoshi, where are you going?
Setting up the portal.
No. I'm asking after this. Where is he going?
He's setting up a portal.
Yeah. Checking.
Spiral Cave.
He's already done Spiral Cave, hasn't he?
Nobody has done Spiral Cave yet.
Oh.
80 minutes in, nobody's checked Eastern Palace. 80 minutes in, nobody has checked Spiral Cave. Magic Cape! That's item 3.
Well, that's a sword. Kind of worthy, actually. You know, all things considered. Don't know. I guess, you know, Gammachuu doesn't have a key.
He's got to take the key first.
Yeah. He has the big key, though, so he'll be fine. Obviously. Pink in the pedestal. That's why he's beating the dungeon. Yeah.
At this point, I think that's one of your hopes.
Yeah. You can't leave this when you're getting this dwindly to locations. Yoshi has the book, could read the pedestal if they're starting to worry. Gamma will have to blind pull it. Yeah. I think the last thing up on the mountain is Spike Cave, and that's it. I think Yoshi's gonna abandon it.
Gamma facing off against the cold stare, and Yoshi, where are we floating to? We're floating to check the Pyramid Fairy.
Meanwhile, Gammachuu taking on Cold Stare. It has half magic, gonna be a relatively easy fight. Gonna be able to get a couple spins in here with the Master Sword, and then, just blast him.
I was gonna say, just be careful when he comes right on top of you like that, but he's got red mail. He'll be fine. We do know Cold Stare's gonna drop a key, so logically, we did need to have the Cane of Samaria for this dungeon.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie, Gamma. What's next?
Eastern.
Yeah, it has to be.
At this point, considering the fact that he just went for considering the fact that he went for the pendant, he's going hard in on the pedestal goal. Game number 1 between these two. Game 2, as we mentioned just a few moments ago, Hitsuen versus 1UP. That is tomorrow, 4:10 p.m. Eastern. And then coming up at 2:10 p.m. Eastern on Thursday is game number 3. That will be featuring Ramond versus Fear Agent. And I believe it's a standard assured sword fast Ganon that they're playing for game number 3, if I remember correctly.
Here come those big 20s again. I see them all over again. Relive my past. All right, here we are for the first time in Eastern. We are in a green pendant Eastern vanilla. If Ice Rod is here, that'd be pretty great because these are our courage players. They're the green pendants. They should have came here immediately, in my opinion. If I was a courage player, I'd go to my pendant first. That would be what I base my decisions on.
10 arrows, the first item, and you notice what Yoshi did right there. He took a death.
Mm-hmm.
He dumped out his fairy. He took a death. He is trying to preserve his portal.
Yeah.
And also shoutouts to his figure 8 rupee count.
I'm a fan of
he lost his portal.
Rupee count, personally.
He just realized he lost his portal. The angry sword slashes tell all.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So what he was trying to do is preserve his mirror portal by taking the death.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he goofed. And I believe, if I'm correct, it was the save and quit that caused that to happen, as opposed to what you should be doing is a save continue. I have a play for Yoshi.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hi there, sword.
Cool. Not an ice rod, though.
Our swords are.
Yeah, so that bumper cave sword is probably going to be abandoned. I would not go for it, personally. Man, this is... So let's take a minute to kind of go through everything. We have Smithy Chain. We have... Hey, Rick?
I don't think we have a... I think we need about 5 minutes for this.
To list all the things that we have?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
We don't have that many. We don't have that many.
So we had the Breadsmith Chain, right?
Yeah, so we have Smith Chain. We have Spike Cave. We have this, obviously, that Gammachoo's taken care of, and then the subsequent pendant turning in pedestal, and we have Bombo's tablet. I believe those are all the checks still left on the table if, like, boots don't show up or powder. We haven't found another, like, fetch quest in a while. That could pop up. That could be fun. There's so many things that could happen.
This is insane here in game number 1. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next as Gamma finds a piece of heart. We are still looking for an ice rod.
Gonna be beating Armos, turning in that pendant, and honestly probably going straight for the pedestal. Yeah. Cashing in on that swamp play from ages ago, it feels like.
We're gonna have a blind pull of the ped coming up real soon.
Yeah.
And I know how much chat loves blind pulls of the pedestal.
Yeah, I know you guys love that stuff. Book is not on the pedestal. Book is already in possession by Yoshi. Book was on the,
Chelsea.
What?
We have Bombo's tablets too.
I said that!
Oh my goodness.
Rick isn't listening
disgusting.
to me. Rick isn't listening to me,
I
guys.
don't.
No, I don't. You know what? Fair. I wouldn't listen to me either. Chat's the only people that listens to me. Chat, you guys heard me, right? I said Spike Cave too. Chat doesn't listen to me either.
I hear the words. I hear words, and I'm just blocking them out at this point. All right, Sahasrahla with a green pendant. Here we go. Is this the ice rod?
Probably not.
No! Oh, it's green rupee.
Yeah, hate to see it. Okay,
Thanks to this power.
We're gonna get a blind pedestal pull right here, right now. Get your pogs out.
This is the only reason why we swapped over to Gammachoo's audio, is so we can get the sound of this pedestal pull. Get your hype in, get your pogs in. What are we
I'm
getting?
ready for a single arrow, personally.
Oh my god, no!
I'm ready for it.
No! Here we go, friends! Join us at 600 people, find out what this pedestal is! Is it? Is it? Boomerang!
No! It's the best boomerang! I'm happy about it. Woo! Alright, Smith chain. I guess.
It's gotta be Smith chain at this point, or one of those other two
Or
locations.
one of the
you
other
mentioned.
things that I said. Or one of the other millions of one-off locations, yeah.
So that would actually be totally disgusting if we found the boots, or the mushroom, or the powder.
It's the seed that keeps on giving.
Fa la 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 la.
I signed up for this race. I'm like, yeah, it'll be a nice, comfy, like, hour 30 commentary gig. Sounds good. Even when I'm not playing Rando, it decides to do me dirty.
Yeah, for sure.
Not
right.
that I'm not enjoying hanging out with all the speed gaming and you and these two runners. I'm having a blast. I know you can hear it in my voice. I'm having a good time.
Check, please.
Date's over.
Oh, God. All right. Pegs.
Yep, these are the pegs.
We're gonna
That
peg
is their
this one
official
into
name.
we're gonna pound this one into the ground if it turns out to be here.
Mhm.
It's
Nope.
not.
Can you believe?
All right, Breadsmith. Are we making a loaf of bread today? Or are we doing something different? Yoshi's going to Eastern. Magic powder right around the door from it!
Whee!
Do you want French Quest? Because now we have that.
Honestly, Bombo's tablet would be horrible for Gammachuu at this point.
If you have the mushroom magic bet, I am going to throw this piece of paper right at my monitor.
You tell that monitor, Rick. It is
50
50
rupees.
bucks. All right, monitor, you're safe today. Whew, that was a close one.
There's not much left.
There's not much left. Spike Cave, Purple Chest, Bombo's tablet. I think those are our three options. Unless something else pops up in the meantime. Who likes boots? I like boots.
I'm not going to be wrong. I thought you said something different.
I mean, it wouldn't be off-brand for me. In fact, it would be very on-brand. No, just more money. Okay. Spike Cave is the only other thing Gammachuu can check. Where are you going, Gamma? He's going back into Mire? Did he leave something in Mire? No, he went back in. What's happening here?
I don't know if you checked checkerboard.
No, he's going back into.
No,
I
he's
thought
going
he
back
went
into
back
Mire.
in. Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. He skipped cutscene chest. Oh my god.
Oh my.
Oh no. I'm slinking in my chair. I'm slinking. Neither did cutscene. Both of them skipped it? I was not paying attention in Mire.
Yep, Yoshi skipped cutscene as well.
Okay, actually, hold on. This may be good then. I had no idea. Okay, I'm unslinking. I'm standing straight up again. I have been revived.
I'm mortified.
I'm also, this is just, it's the worst. It's the worst. It's so, as a runner, it's so infuriating. It's just, it takes a lot of the joy out of it when you're just like, oh my gosh, we're like, it's one of these one checks that I just decided to skip because of course it is.
Okay, we light 4 torches, we wait about 15 seconds, and we find out... Oh, God. Here we go. 1 hour, 32 minutes in, your heart is sinking. You don't know where your opponent is, but you assume your opponent did everything right, and that you are so far behind, but yet, little do you know, that Gammachuu has just found...
Oh my God, there it is.
Unseen chest! Oh my God! 1 hour, 32 minutes and 8 seconds. Gammachuu is the first of these runners into go mode.
Skip it.
Oh my God.
We all learned a valuable lesson today. I hope we all learned a valuable lesson. Clear your dungeons, people. Clear your dungeons.
They were just giving us extra time to mull over our options to give this great commentary for game number 1 of the championship series.
Thanks for all the time for me to talk, put my stupid voice out on the airwaves. It's been a good time. There it is. Gammachuu's in go mode. Gonna be finishing up Turtle Rock and Hera. So we'll see when... Yoshi's not probably gonna go back to Meyer in around the same time that Gammachuu didn't.
Don't forget, there's one aspect here that Gamma has still to do.
Hera. He can Hera pot. Get the redemption.
He can Hera pot. He'll finish that off pretty fast, but it's... Yoshi needs to get back into Meyer fast. But we know he's not going to, because he's going to pull the ped, and then he's going to do the exact same things that Gammachuu just did moments ago.
No, that's definitely not enough, I don't think. So we'll see. But yeah, getting the double blind ped pull. Hope everyone's happy.
I'm happy.
I'm happy. I'm so happy.
I hope you all are happy.
Yeah, this definitely was not meant to be all dungeons. This was meant to be, you get mitts, you're in go mode.
So how did this turn out to be all dungeons?
Our runners made the play, but the play made them.
Let's get one more blind pull of the pad, why don't we? Insert the Price is Right failure horn right here. Wow.
It's like the anti-air horn. Alright. Gammachuu, like I said, the Turtle Rock revisit doesn't take that much time, honestly. You got through all the junk that you need to check the chest, so you can just kind of run through here. Obviously not as quick as if you had a portal outside Laser Bridge, but it's not a, it's not the end of the world. Especially when your opponent also did it. If you're Gamma and Yoshi, you're both, like, looking at SRO like, oh my god, when is this dot done coming in?
Yeah, exactly, especially now Gamma, now that he knows where the ice rod is.
Yeah. I
just pulled the pet blindly. How in the world is my opponent not finished? Because let's take a look at this seed. Did we need to do any pendant dungeons?
You got a sword out of Eastern.
That's the extent of it. But you didn't even need to do that.
Swamp was useless. Ice Palace was useless. Saha was useless. Ped was useless. It was all junk. Oh, well, there was... Okay, well... Yeah, you didn't need to, but there was a cape and ice, so both pendant dungeons led to a sword.
Right, but again...
Yeah, not needed, no.
Not needed. Okay, we're gonna get our Spike Cave check as Gamma makes his way into the Trinex fight. 5 slashes of the sword per head. Or 4, I don't know. This blue head sometimes changes things around, but it's 5 usually. Maybe I just do something differently. Yoshi's checking white cave? Wouldn't that be funny if the boots turned out to be there and the big key turned out to be on the torch?
Rick, why you gotta ruin my party?
This has been a party. We've been on this party now for 97 minutes. And now with the 7th and... Well, no, I'm sorry. Not yet. That's the 6th crystal for Gamma. He's still got to do Tower of Hera.
Terror of Hera.
This has been a complete terror.
Yeah.
We don't start the game until Gamma is done with the Tower of Hera.
This makes you think that, like... Oh, sorry. I was just gonna...
No, Drosy, we're gonna have chat fly by super fast when it comes time to starting this game because you are gonna have all of 20 seconds. We'll give you the start when we get to the Moldorm fight.
Chat's gotta be quick. Can't dilly dally. You want to get in on the game? Gotta be quick on the draw. Yeah, this just goes to show that rando's gonna rando sometimes. Like, even at this top level, sometimes it's just gonna be in that one spot.
This is really just a case of really rough luck.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, Gamba's probably like, there's no way I win this, which is like, you can't get in that mindset. I don't know, maybe he's not, but it's like, I would be feeling like there's no way I could win this if I'd done everything that Gammachuu had done. But turns out your opponent ended up doing the exact same thing. So it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to make an important announcement here. PSA.
All right, time to start it. We have ourselves 22 possible locations where the big key's going to be in Ganon's tower. Chelsea, what are we doing?
I go 12 every time. I don't know why, just do. It's like, it's not even something that like goes off of like my personal routing. I've always had 12. What about you?
I'm gonna go with 6.
Okay. See, that's where I would want it, because I usually go right side. If I was Gammachuu, my whole thing is, if I'm feeling behind, I go right side. Which is generally what 6 would be that last chest you check. Unless you...
The one that opens up all the holes, right?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of opening up holes. Anyways, so Yoshi got some powder there.
This seed has been completely opening up holes, wounds.
Yeah. Wounds, lacerations. All right, get your last final guesses in. You have like 3 seconds. 2, 1, and you're cut off.
Not yet. We're gonna let him get downstairs. We're gonna let him get downstairs first. And now we're gonna
doing
stop it.
Oh, dang it.
58 points for the winner, and chest number 1, small key. Chest number 2, nope, no hope.
But gotta be going right side. I'm a fan, big fan of this. Not pulling out the cape, so probably not doing towel room. Which, honestly, after this seed, would not be surprised if it ended up being in there, but...
Gammachuu here, lighting up the torches, then getting ready to head over and open up these 4 chests. Team Kappa 13-1 in the regular season, 9-3 in the playoffs. Team Awesome 14-0 in the regular season, 9-2 in the playoffs. Number 3 is 20 rupees. Number 4 is a piece of heart, mushroom, and it's not number 6 today. Yoshi's going back into Misery Mire.
Yep, where they will be thrilled to find their...
Number 7. Here's an important check. Are we truly in go mode? Wow.
Nope,
I would have been mortified again if we found the big key on that torch, especially considering the fact we found the mushroom.
Yeah, I'd be gone. I'd leave. You'd be on your own. I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
2 weeks, you'd be putting in your 2-second notice.
I know.
Number 8 is a piece of heart. Number 9 is 20 rupees. And we find another small key in number 10. And number 11 is a compass. So we are going to be finding out what is in the one that Chelsea Pick
Yeah,
number
fire
12.
bar room.
Real two.
Not what I would want. Usually 12. Oh, that's Stelphos. Usually number 12 would be Rando Room if you go full left, which I think is maybe why I go for it.
Hey, you got a unique item there.
I love it. Can I keep it?
Sure thing, Chelsea. You win that single arrow. This single arrow will be used in your arsenal, and you can go ahead and fire it again if you choose to do so, but you have to make sure you specifically use that arrow or else you lose. Compliments of this game is wrong.
There's a lot of rules here involving it. Just wanted one arrow, man.
Yeah, but it's a specifically tipped arrow.
Oh.
13, no. Next check is going to be number 14.
Yoshi.
Good point. That was the arrow that went right straight to the knee. 14, no. 15 is a heart container, because apparently 16 wasn't enough. It's
Hey,
a number 17. You can go ahead and punch that one in.
What's the thing? I
Dollar sign 17.
$. Okay, thanks. Oh, what? Oh, I have to do key first.
Yes.
What? No! I never get to do it.
Somebody beat
I'm bad.
you
It's
to
because I
it.
don't know the commands.
See? You sniped Chelsea. David Felf11 was our winner of the Big Key Guessing Game and scores 58 points for the good old leaderboard as Gamma makes his way up to the top of the tower. And this is an important time for us to remind you that game number 2 of this League Championship Series, this one between Hitsuan and 1UP40 and Ambrosia tomorrow at 4:10 p.m. Eastern, 1:10 p.m. Pacific. Be sure to join us here on Speed Gaming as the championship series continues, and we'll have some good commentary on there. It won't be us.
It won't be as good.
Whoa!
I don't know who it's gonna be. That wasn't a jab at anyone. It's just I know it's not gonna be me and Rick. So I mean, this is pretty much as peak commentary as you can get. Although there are some great commentators out there.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Shout out to everyone who's been doing commentary throughout this entire league season. It's been a fantastic ride here.
Yeah, a ride it has been.
This is the same ride you wanted to get off about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, I say that with all the rando nowadays.
I mean, isn't that part of the definition about rando?
I think so. Alright. As Yoshi enters Turtle Rock, Gammachuu is climbing the tower, blasting through this gauntlet.
Where were those boots?
Bombo's tablet behind.
We checked Bombo's tablet, or at least Yoshi did. It was 10 arrows.
Oh, okay. I guess it has to be behind Ice Armos or up here. That would be. They're up here. It'd just be a nice little swift kick to the.
Moldorm 2 chest?
I mean, right before the room where you want to use the boots. So I mean.
That'd be the only use you have out of the boot to that point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, without boots, would you still check chests, maybe? I would probably still skip them. It's not going to save me enough time.
Not at 17 hearts.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll never know. Yeah, I have to imagine Gamma, barring a catastrophe, is again, we're on a 10-minute delay, is sitting in chat right now wondering what the heck happened to make it so that they were this ahead.
No, final test check. Not much of a surprise right here as Gamma's getting ready to walk his way through the final room. This is annoying without the boots.
Yeah, it is, but getting through it really well.
Apparently, Drossi has decided to swap us, so apparently you and I are playing this seed now, and Yoshi and Gammachuu are going to go ahead and commentate.
Ooh, dibs on Gamma.
Why do I feel like I just got the raw end of the deal here?
Yoshi's a perfectly fine runner.
Yeah. Anyways, Gamma is done with the Aga 2 fight as Yoshi's about to finish off with the Trinex fight. A 3-1-1-1, a 4-cycle Aga 2 for Gamma as we get ready to face off against the Gamma Tempered Sword Silver Arrows.
Pretty basic NMG fight here. Even more so with red mail and a billion hearts. Yeah, getting a nice setup for the 1-in-1 here. Yeah, just face tanking the fire bats.
And now we're into stage number 3, where we just hope that Ganon doesn't warp so much.
As Yoshi enters into GT, might be seeing left side play from them. I don't know. I don't know how they go about GT.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this route here at this stage, but Gamma's getting ready to put on the final round of the Silver Arrows for them to defeat Ganon. Doesn't like where Ganon is sitting right now, so he's going to go ahead and hold off. There's 1, 2, can't get the third, but the third one now, rather the fourth one, it's
just
Ganon.
Barely made that in time.
As Ganon now explodes and Gamma will be wondering, how in the world did I win this after pulling the pedestal blindly? But yet indeed, Team Kappa has a 1-0 series lead in the championship.
GG's to Gammachuu. Pretty wild ride we all went on. So a lot of fun here. Still sub 150 after all that. Oh, I believe I'm not in SRL, but with a pause.
Yeah, that is a forfeit here.
Towel.
Yep, that's a forfeit from Yoshi. Official SRL time for Gamma was the 1:49.54. Get a GG's for both of these runners. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, after playing for 2 hours, I don't blame them. I'd be like, all right, I'm done. Let's move on.
I think these runners were done with this seed about 40 minutes ago, as we will have Gamma coming in here. And so joining us is the official race winner of this match, Team Kappa, represented by the green pendant representative, Gammachuu.
Okay, all I have to ask is how? Oh my gosh.
So,
you know,
the strange things ended up happening. It started, what, Chelsea, about 40 minutes into the seed, where both of you decided to full clear Swamp Palace?
At the same time.
Oh, that I already felt behind.
Yeah, we figured.
Yeah, there was there was nothing in there at all. And I just felt, oh wow, I just gave Yoshi like 4 or 5 minutes of time, and I can't afford to be giving him any time at all. And after that, I think I did Fire Rod. I didn't get anything from the Fire Rod, so I went straight to Pod, got the mitts. I knew there was a bow out there somewhere, and I figured it was Hera because I screwed up my Hera the first trip up there. I wasted a little time up there as well. I did 2 attempts, and then I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll just do it the normal way. And then it took me a while to figure out, too, like, oh my gotta get fire source. I gotta get out of here. Just get out. Or finish everything up there,
With the issues that you had in the Tower of Hera, how much did that affect you for, maybe the next 10 minutes of that run?
Oh, I'm not gonna go up there at all. There's no way. It's pretty terrible to come up there when when you go the long way. I probably would have gone up there after pod if I didn't find anything in there. But yeah, I just figured, after the pod play, I knew there was a bow. I thought for sure Yoshi got that bow in Hera. I thought it was gonna be Hera. And no, I just went ahead and gambled TR early. I'm like, I gotta go do this. And I didn't find it in there, and I just felt, okay, what do I do now? Ice Pal is probably gonna be my next play. If there was a straightforward seed, I would have lost for sure. I didn't think Yoshi skips anything because he normally full clears, everything he does from what I've seen him play.
And little did you know that both of you ended up skipping the Meyer cutscene chest. It just took him a little bit longer to get back to it. He had, for the longest time, was just following in your footsteps, both in the Ice Palace and then into Easter and then to pull the pedestal. By the time he got to the pedestal, we knew from you that the Ice Rod was there.
Oh gosh, I'm really glad then. That was like the only skip he did, I assume. The only one that really mattered. I'm really glad it worked out for me because
it was. So first of all, Yoshi did put into chat that damn Ice Rod, and it was really the longest time the damn Ice Rod hunt. You ended up checking the uncle early, so you got a little bit of a routing advantage at the earliest stage by getting the flute off the uncle.
He didn't do Uncle Rod first.
He started at Sahasrara.
I'm disappointed at you, Yoshi. No, no, but I was gonna change my routing. Normally I do Uncle, and then I got the $50 in Link's house, and I thought, oh my god, I could just go south to Kakariko and get 5 bombs and just go from there. But no, I'm just glad it worked out. I never looked back. I never went back into the front escape.
And Yoshi ended up doing the skipping out on the right-hand side of Death Mountain after he got the gloves, waiting out until he got the mitts before he went back up to the mountain, so that way he could full clear it. So by the time he went up there, he already had the bow, and then he had the mitts. We didn't think you were going to get the graveyard bow, but then the Ice Rod hunt happened.
Yeah, no, I was gonna, I did Pyramid Fairy, and I just figured this is the best time to go check it because I'm not going back there at all. And yeah, I'm surprised he didn't do Death Mountain, with Hookshot and Flute early on. He didn't do West Side Death Mountain, Paradox Cave, none of that.
Yeah, he didn't go up there for a really long time. Like, he did it all in one fell swoop, which I also found pretty wild. Yeah, I mentioned that. I was like, I can't believe he hasn't gone up there at all.
Yeah, I
He's
think
kind of always had other stuff to do, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Oh my gosh, I'm just really glad. I'm still surprised. This is still shocking to me, I'm glad it just worked out in my favor.
When you got the Ice Rod inside of Misery Mire, first of all, we'll talk about when you got it. What went through your head? The second you opened up that cutscene chest and it came out with the Ice Rod, what was going through your mind?
I just thought, this is not good. I just kept thinking, Yoshi full clears everything. He doesn't leave anything behind. I just assumed that, and, I'm making my double dip into Terrible Rock, and I'm just looking at IRC, where it is, put me out of my misery, show me that dot done. And, yeah, it just never came, and I just, as I'm getting closer and closer to the GT climb, what happened? Where is he? And no, I'm just, oh my gosh, I'm just surprised. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I mentioned that. I think around the time you were in Turtle Rock, I'm like, he's probably just waiting for a dot done at this point, and it's not coming.
Yeah, I'm just, wow, I'm still glad this is, this worked out for me.
Getting one win in early on, that's gotta make you feel a little good. Hopefully going to be the last time you play.
Oh,
Hopefully
definitely. Yeah. I'm just hoping, as long as we don't get sweep this week, and I'll feel okay. Now we got one win up there, so I'm okay with that. I don't want to lose all 3, but just having that one win there, puts
a little confidence in you.
Yeah.
Should put a little bit of confidence into your teammate 1UP40, who will be your next runner going into this. Any words of wisdom you'd like to give to your teammate before he begins game number 2 tomorrow at 4:10 p.m. Eastern?
Oh gosh. make really dumb, stupid gambles if you feel behind. Hope it works out.
Yeah, skip Meyer cutscene chest.
Yeah,
That's
skip.
obviously
Yeah,
skip
definitely,
it.
definitely.
There's never anything there.
Did Yoshi check the pedestal before doing a pull?
Nope. They had the book, but yeah, just blind. We got the double blind pulled.
Oh yeah, I never got that book. I saw it on Floating Island, but after that TR, finding nothing, I'm like, no, I can't afford to lose any more time. Just leave it behind.
And I noticed that you were trying desperately to keep your portal just like Yoshi was for the longest time, but it didn't work out for either of you in this case. So for you, this makes you 5-1 in the playoffs.
Man, that feels pretty good. I'm just glad. I'm just hoping it stays, on a positive note here for me. If I do end up doing another race this week, but no, it does feel pretty good. Feels pretty good.
Meanwhile, iiYoshii drops a 3-1 for his team, first loss of the playoffs. But this was an interesting race. It was the most interesting race. It was really, really interesting for the longest time, Chelsea.
Yeah, I was very intrigued.
Yeah, I was chatting with Yoshi right after the race too, and he did tell me he didn't do any of Death Mountain after he finished Meyer. So I just, thought, wow, that's a reasonable skip. You're only skipping one item in there versus the 20+ checks he has available up there.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty fair.
Yeah, there was no way I was going back up the mountain after, the TR died. I'm like, no, if it's in Hera, if it's Spiral Cave, I was going to do Spiral Cave too after Hera, but I just felt silly with that first dip. I'm like, nah, just skip it. It doesn't exist.
What was with your aversion, both of you, with Spiral Cave?
No, I mean, it's good to route in right after Hera, right? So you don't have to fall right there and then make another climb to Hera and then fall into Spike Cave. Because I was still thinking, do I want to do Spike Cave or Hera? Because I have bottles, so I could have probably survived to do Spike Cave. But, I was in the cutscene already. I was trapped in there, that little prison or whatever.
Yeah, Gamma save and quit out of there and kind of just put himself in that situation where he kind of had to abandon it.
Yeah, I didn't want to waste time just dash warping land, just get out and do that. I'm like, nah, just get out.
You got a fairy in a bottle, too.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so you even death warp at that point.
Yeah, I just feel much more worse, It's like, no, just leave it be. That check doesn't exist.
That check is dead to you at this point.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to you on your game 1 win, and let's see how things go with game number 2 tomorrow as 1UP40 takes on Hitsuen 4:10 p.m. Eastern here on SpeedGaming. Any closing thoughts, Gamma?
No, just, GG's on the race, Yoshi, and yeah, thank you guys for doing commentary. Really do appreciate it, and also tracking Yoinker's wife. Yeah, thank you for that. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, echoing those thoughts. Thank you, Rick, for joining me today. Thank you, Gamma and Yoshi, for doing all the dirty work. I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I just sat here and watched.
We just sat here and talked about it.
Thank you, Yoinker's wife, for keeping us on our toes, making sure that we know what we're doing. Because I know I'd be lost without looking at the tracker all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and thanks, SpeedGaming chat. This is probably my last sign off for the league. It's been a lot of fun. It was fun racing. It was fun talking about the video game. So I appreciate all of you.
Yeah, for certain. Definitely want to thank everybody here with the league who have helped put this together, the comm moderators who've taken a chance and gave us the ability to talk about all of these races throughout the entire season. Thank you to Fear Agent for putting this together, both as a commentator as well as a runner in this. It was a lot of fun to be able to participate in this league. Really did enjoy it, and here's looking forward to season 3 when that comes around, probably next year, if Fear Agent has any sanity remaining in him at that time. Once again, as Gamma pointed out and as you pointed out, Yoinker's wife, thank you very much for doing the tracking. A couple of notes before we get out of here. Don't forget, Game 2 is tomorrow, 4:10 p.m. Eastern. Game 3 is on Thursday, and that is coming up on at 2:10 p.m. Eastern. That will feature Ramond versus the Fear Agent in what should be a very interesting game number 3 between both of those runners. Should be a lot of fun. Coming up here on Speed Gaming in about an hour from now, it's going to be Pizza 34 versus Cantaloupe Me. So if you want a little bit of food, you got pizza and you got cantaloupe. That's coming up in the SMZ3 tournament as we begin a double header of matches over here on Speed Gaming. Superintendent Taylor, Dragon Dark at 10 p.m. Eastern to finish up that double header. I think I said enough, Chelsea.
I think I have also said enough, so I'll let you say bye-bye.
In that case, I will go ahead and say that. Bye-bye, everyone.